This story is the very definition of fake it till you make it. I Am a Hero sort of revolves around this self-proclaimed hero in the zombie apocalypse called Hideo Suzuki. Now it is important to remember that this man is a hero, but don't worry, they remind you a lot. By the way, this man is not actually a hero, at least not at first. He is a mangaka's assistant and a failing mangaka himself with girlfriend issues and delusions that sometimes turn into hallucinations. He's dealing with a lot before the zombie stuff even happens. And we watch him deal with that for the first 11 chapters, and then the apocalypse really gets going. But don't let that scare you away. The first 11 chapters could have easily been terrible, but they weren't. It was actually interesting. One thing that weirded me out about this story, except for, well, the obvious, is how nonchalant people are about what is going on around them. One of my favorite things about zombie stories is how people react when they see that everything that they believe to be normal in society is burning down around them, and how they adapt. I guess this is this author's interpretation of how people would react, which is decent, I guess. It's just not what I was expecting. Now, there's a lot of stories, a lot of mangas where the protagonist has a unique skill or power that allows him to shine in the way that he handles situations. In this story, the protagonist's skill or power is that he's got a gun, which makes him the most American protagonist I've ever seen, or at least the most American power I've ever seen in manga. There's a trend in this manga with things being really weird and really cool, like the visuals and the story itself, how it's told. There are various parts in this story that doesn't have any type of closure or conclusion. I still have no idea what's going on with this zombie outbreak, and I finished this whole story. To be fair, there are many zombie stories out there from different mediums that don't explain their outbreak, but I Am a Hero seems as if it was trying to explain its outbreak, but just gave up halfway through. The story mainly focuses on character arcs, and those definitely pay off. At least for the two main groups in the story, Hideo's group and another group that comes in later down. There are more than two groups, and the story shows multiple, but those don't really matter. The three most interesting characters are Oda, Hideo, and Kurori. Kurori and Hideo have an interesting dynamic despite only meeting for a very short time in the story. They have this yin-yang dynamic that was really well done. Kurori is inspired by Hideo and becomes everything that Hideo wants to be, while Hideo feels as if he's in the shadow of Kurori, which demotivates him. Oda is the most level-headed person in the main squad and completes it perfectly. One of the very few people that had the right attitude in this crisis. I find I Am a Hero relatively satisfying.